The following podcast contains strong language, graphic violence, nudity, and spoilers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Smells like candy.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Donnie, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the spookiest month.
Will's back!
That's
The return of Will.
the Pumpkin King has returned. This is the 4 a.m. podcast. I'm your clown
Ghost.
host, Rob something, joined by this clown over here.
Tony.
Will.
Mooney.
The great and powerful JoJo.
See, I knew that was coming.
See,
I do.
I'm always the first. I always get fucked.
Speaking of coming, if I get any cotton candy on you all, I apologize in advance. Guys, we watched Killer Klowns from Outer Space. But, Will, we have some sad news, don't we?
Yeah, Mike Shank is dead.
Mike Shank is dead.
Who's Mike Shank?
But he did leave $50 to
Mark.
his mother.
So there's a documentary that me and Rob and Tony really like called American Movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's about this guy who wants to make a horror film. He calls it Coven, even though it's Coven. He just wants to call it Coven. And his little friend, who's like a recovering addict, nicest guy you'll ever meet, great best friend material, is Mike. And Mike died yesterday. So just R.I.P. to all the dreamers out there.
I do have to see that movie. I know that one inspired quite a few people.
Yeah, I think you would like it.
Well, boys, should we pour one out for him?
Yeah, and Angela Lansbury and Trapper John.
Trapper John,
Whatever that guy from the Bigfoot show.
who died like 6 years ago. That guy.
He still needs to be remembered sometimes.
We're as relevant as ever.
Yeah, I suppose so. So, Killer Klowns from Outer Space. It's our. What are you making faces for already?
That Will single-handedly was just like, yeah, Angela Lansbury, who just recently passed, is on the same level as Trapper Dan from Monster, whatever.
Wait, is it Trapper Dan or Trapper? What's his name? What's his actual name?
We know where Will's priorities lie here.
I think he's just Trapper.
Appalachia,
That's right.
where the Bigfoots roam free.
John Trapper.
John Trapper. Oh gosh. All right. Well, Killer Klowns.
Outer Space.
Outer Space. Big puppets. Don't. What's the deal with this film here?
Okay. It's, as you mentioned, Killer
Missed
Clowns
you
from Outer
guys.
Space.
Missed you guys.
Yeah. This.
Was originally just called Killer Clowns. They decided to throw in the Outer Space
Sure. Why not?
in there. I don't know. Came out in 1988. It was directed primarily by Steven Chiodo or Kyoto. What are we?
Chodo.
Chodo.
The Chodo brothers.
It is the Chodo
Chodo
brothers. Yes. He's directed a bunch of shorts, but not really any movies other than this.
I heard they're going to do the next Captain America.
Yes. No, their next big project is Killer Clowns from Outer Space 2,
Sure.
if that ever happens.
I feel like that's like Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian, one of those movies that's
Yes.
been kicked around forever.
They have actively been looking into it, but it has been talked about for almost 30 years now, and nothing has happened.
Michael
so.
Keaton wakes up every morning and puts that makeup on.
However, they are, famous special effects artists who have been on the show before with things like Critters. They also did Team America World Police.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
America, fuck yeah.
And of course, I don't know if this would be more casting or not, if we want to talk of that, but they did Ernest Scared Stupid. So we have some returning faces to the podcast, as a couple of those masks for the clowns were reused as
I
trolls
was
at
about to
the
say
end
the
of the
lips
movie.
are very similar. Those juicy, sweet lips.
Why wasn't that the
We
opening?
missed not having you, Will.
Those juicy clowns.
And I told you for the last time, do not scratch the inside of your leg while you're in my house. Thank you.
Whoa. So yeah, at the end of this movie, originally we got Clownzilla, who was supposed to be stop motion animation, but the budget was not, and the time was not there to make that happen. So they just went with a guy in a costume. Famously, the car accident scene went terribly wrong. Like, that car was supposed to go flying off the cliff and crashing into this huge explosion, but somebody screwed up and didn't remove like sandbags or something, so the car just kind of lazily went over the edge, caught on a tree, and fell off.
See, that looked so much better to me, though.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
Because you're used to it just like launching off there.
Yeah,
It's everybody else driving in this movie that I couldn't stand. Like,
it is weird because it's probably the most more realistic depiction of a car accident than considering it's in this movie where everything else is exaggerated.
Yeah, I appreciated it. Like, and it didn't explode; just mildly caught fire.
That's how it goes.
And the security guard at the circus or whatever it was there at the end, who meets the grisly end, was originally going to be Soupy Sales, but the studio was like,
who the hell is Soupy?
we don't have money for that, and no one knows who the fuck Soupy Sales is.
We don't have money for Soupy Sales.
Yeah, they didn't have money for Soupy Sales.
When you run out of Soupy money, that's a bad time.
That's
man.
bad. So on the topic of money, how much do you think this movie costs to
That's a
make?
tough call. This looks like a sub-million production, but it does have some
I
effects.
feel like the costume's pretty.
When was this made?
88.
I'm just gonna
So
go with
probably-
$1 million.
Yeah, I was thinking 2 million.
I'm gonna say 800,000.
I'll go with 5.
Well, guys, it was $2 million. Weirdly, this has been hard to find more information on, because watching this movie, it would appear that all the money went to special effects. But if you read about this movie, the Shoto brothers, famous visual effects people, they supposedly made all the costumes and everything themselves, and a lot of it was out of pocket. So the money went to the stars. I don't
Like tobacco?
Like
Yeah,
the stars that's in
maybe
like
just the tobacco.
into the atmosphere like the stars.
Maybe.
It's
I don't
just
know.
pooped.
I don't know.
The Chiodo's pockets.
Yeah, the Cho
No, this
brothers.
isn't a Golden Globus picture. You guys want to guess how much this made? And I will warn you in advance, this is also one that was tricky to find, so it's debatable.
So, I mean, it's so hard because now it has a cult following.
Yeah, what did it make then? What do you think it made up to now?
Back then, I would say it probably made,
An ass of itself.
yeah, I would say 15 million back then would be my guess. And now, like 200 million now.
I'm gonna say it made like 4 million. Like, it didn't do that well, but now it's made a good amount of money.
At least twice that.
Yeah, at least twice that.
Yeah, I would say 5 million then, 30 million now.
Oh, your number?
I was gonna say 5 million, yeah, but all right, so I'll say 6, and then Netflix just bought it, so bought the rights to put it on Netflix.
Good.
So-
Can't wait for that.
I don't know.
Can't wait for the sexy Netflix adaptation.
No. They're put it the
The
actual
old movie.
They're
Although,
playing on Netflix
If
now.
they are getting the rights, that could lead to other things.
It'd be like reverse Disney Plus, where Disney Plus takes butts and boobs out, but like add them in.
Yeah.
The clown's boobs get smaller.
So I'll start by saying back then, from what I could find, this again is somewhat debatable, but it made $4 million. It's not really big. Yeah, that goes to Joe. Now it is up to about 45. Which, considering,
Which is at least twice $4 million.
it is more than twice. It's not great, but I'm not sure exactly what that's included. And I'm also debating because I have a feeling some places might have put something into where that was supposed to be like 4 to 5 million, and which was what originally made, and then people got it confused, and I don't know.
The dash got deleted.
That could be.
Okay.
But that's that's where
Who's
that's
in
what I
this?
could find.
Dag blasted film.
We
Joe.
got Grant Kramer
Whole bunch of nobody.
as Mike Tobacco, Suzanne Snyder as Debbie Stone, John L. Nelson as Dave Hansen, and John Vernon just stealing the show as Curtis Mooney, the worst goddamn cop in the world.
Or the best.
I'd rather let 1,000 criminals go. then chase them.
Joe, let me ask you a question. Was Lay's potato chips in this film?
I got a feeling they're gonna be.
Toot toot, do you hear that?
Is that a boat or a train?
It's a train. It's coming to
Steamboat
derail the
Willie.
podcast.
Let's get ready for a train wreck.
Tony's face is the tastiest thing of all. Guys, we're interrupting the episode really quickly to bring you a Fat Chat Test Kitchen. We've got some Lay's potato chips. They got a bunch of flavors, and we're going to try them.
Oh, this is gonna be like a cornucopia.
Just for you, S.
Smorgasbord.
Well, yeah, just for you, S. We'll make it pretty quick. I have Ruffles Ridge Twist. They're double cheddar. They're like not.
I almost bought those
Chips.
yesterday.
They're like.
So like a Cheeto.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. There's that. We have Cheetos flavored Lay's.
Haven't tried those yet either. I have tried.
Fritos chili cheese flavored kettle cooked Lay's.
I might have to pass on those.
You'll put it in your mouth and you'll like it. We have Funyuns wavy Lay's.
Mind you, coming from the guy who would not drink your soda.
Yeah.
And we have Cool Ranch Dorito. I didn't
Those-
drink his soda because I'm allergic to caffeine.
Yeah, well,
Maybe he's allergic to this fucking whatever.
I'm allergic to chili.
You're allergic to fucking whatever. Okay. And Doritos Cool Ranch
Those
flavored Lay's.
I've had.
You're just allergic to bullshit.
All right, boys. I'm just gonna open the bag, take them, pass them around, grab one.
Wait, yeah, we gotta do this one at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grab your chip.
It's gotta take as much time as possible.
For you, sir. This is a lot of chips.
Yeah, wait.
Oh.
What,
You don't have to take all of them. You don't have to take a bunch, I should say. Just take one of each or two of each.
You can't just have one, Rob. It's Lay's.
I've only gotten laid once.
Once.
Just the one time.
One of my marriages have never been consummated. I'll let you guys guess which one.
Ew, boy, all right.
I know it's not the one to Matt.
Just for you, Rob, I will sacrifice and have one of these fucking.
I appreciate it. And for the record, I did try John's.
Yeah, you just spit it out again.
I did not spit it out. I
You,
just got.
you swallowed like a good boy.
I did
did
swallow.
not.
I swallowed like you taught me, and then I got really sick. And I shat so much.
In the middle of the episode.
Jeez, what the hell happened to these, man?
Okay. Now I have to remember which one's which.
Yep. Well, one of them stands out.
I can tell you.
Well, the
A
wavy
couple
one,
do stay on.
the wavy one is the Funyuns.
All right, so then that
Yep.
one's Cool Ranch, that one's chili, that one's the
Cheetos.
Cheeto. Yeah.
Frito, Cheeto,
And then,
and then
Double
double cheddar
cheddar
twist.
so yeah, we're some of us has dived in or dove in.
That's fine. You
I think
got
Will's
it.
done.
Yeah, I just had one each.
Oh yeah, I'm not. You know, I didn't know if there
You
was.
guys can start. You don't have to wait for
I'm
me.
still pretty full from Taco Bell.
Yeah, you did get
6 things.
$30 of Taco Bell.
God damn.
Yeah.
I rounded up for the Children's Relief Fund or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, sure you did.
All right, so you got $29.99 worth of Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I mean that's easy to do. That's
I got 3 Domino's pizzas and it wasn't that much.
It's been a while
Quality
since
of
I.
Taco Bell, look at the Domino's.
Yeah.
I usually when I go to Taco Bell, I get myself 2 quesadillas, 1 steak, 1 chicken, extra meat, extra cheese, and then like the grilled stuffed burrito thing and a drink, and that usually is about $30.
Yeah, just the
Damn.
steak and double meat right there is adding quite.
Yeah, I
a bit
can't
to that
remember the
total.
last time I broke double digits at Taco Bell. All right, I'm trying this twisty.
because you eat the fucking garbage with no meat in it. So.
Yeah, the beans.
Yeah, no, cheese bean rice burrito is where it's at, yo.
Uh-huh.
All right, what do people think?
All right.
So we're doing the curly twist.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's
They taste like
It's good, I
styrofoam.
guess,
They taste like
but-
packing peanuts to me.
Does it really?
Yeah, the texture is interesting.
I'd rather have like the roughly version of these.
Yeah,
Like,
Cheeto.
you know, the normal default.
Yeah.
Yeah, the curly twist doesn't bring anything extra to the table.
It does not.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
moving
what are you
on
doing, Ruffles? You
to
little bitch?
the Cheeto
Cheeto flavored.
Lay's.
I thought that didn't have really a discernible flavor.
That's exactly what you think it is. That's like if someone just mixed the two together in a bowl. Like this is what the Lay's half of that bowl would
No,
taste
that's
like.
not even mix the two together. That's literally just like once you finish a bag of Cheetos, if you just dump the
sprinkle
dust
the
on
dust
some
on
potato
it.
chips.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Cheetle.
It's like if they brushed each other walking down the street or something.
All right. This the chili.
Yeah. Here.
That one was my favorite. I thought it had the most unique
Oh,
flavor.
yeah. That pure butthole right there.
Pure butthole.
It's like
Is that good or bad? I don't.
no bad.
Yeah,
Well, Will's,
I don't like
Will's a millennial, so he likes.
That's what I would imagine
I like eating
licking
butts.
Will's butthole to taste like
Oh.
after his Taco Bell.
Oh,
Oh wow, you're like over.
Post
You're like
Taco
giving me
Bell.
so much credit.
yeah.
Or I just really hate those chips.
I didn't like the chili cheese chips either. Like they didn't do anything for me. What are we doing next? The Cool Ranch or the
Cool Ranch,
Funyuns?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Cool Ranch.
These
No.
I had.
Cool Ranch Doritos are my favorite Dorito, but to me, this isn't really packing enough of the Cool Ranch flavor. This is more like I just ate some Cool Ranch Doritos, and now I stuck my hand in a bag of Lay's.
A, wash your hands, Joe. B, yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, it's like.
I thought it was a
But
little.
I like them.
Do you like?
Yeah, they're not bad.
Do you like Cool Ranch Doritos, but for some reason really despise the corn tortilla chip?
Yeah.
Then this is for you, I guess. But otherwise,
Or maybe
yeah.
you need like corn has gluten in it, right? You can't.
Yes.
Or no wheat. No, wheat is gluten.
Wheat is
corn.
gluten.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you got a corn allergy. You can't have corn.
Sure,
That's a
you
good
can't
one,
have
yeah.
corn.
I'm willing to bet if you have an allergy of any kind, nothing lays is
Yeah.
suitable.
Yeah. You
It's
can't.
all been processed.
Yeah.
With peanuts and
through,
shit.
through the same plant. Yeah.
And now I'm doing the Funyuns.
How's the strawberry?
That's weird.
That doesn't. I'm not
The
getting much Funyun.
I didn't get any Funyun taste. I just tasted like a ruffly chip.
It hasn't been a while. It has been a while since I've had Funyuns.
Oh, it's very oniony right there.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
I'm getting some good onion.
I taste the Funyun. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Funyuns aren't actually made with onion either.
No, and I like the ruffle style that works for me too. So this isn't too bad.
I don't think.
Probably my favorite.
Yeah, I don't think any of those were good enough to like be in the normal
Just
rotation.
give me a plain Lay's, man.
Oh yeah.
And a good dip.
Yeah, the original version of all those are like, I'll take that.
Well, once dip's involved, it doesn't really matter what's on the chip.
Sure. But this is,
Look at us whole
I
dip
had
chips.
talked about potentially bringing this in because I had that similar thought of like, it's chips that taste like chips. That's just such a weird concept to me on a base. Like, again, like you could buy a bag of Doritos or you could buy a bag of Lay's that taste like Doritos.
Yeah.
Why?
I like the ranch, the Cool Ranch on the potato.
Yeah? Okay.
I don't think it was bad. I
Oh,
just
none of
I
them
don't
were
know
bad,
if I'm
I don't
gonna
think, but yeah.
if I'm gonna go out of my way for it. But you know, John's got another thing of chips he could add to his rotation. Then some good has come from
It's
it.
right there on
Yeah,
the
that's
rack
fine.
when I go to buy my lunch at the
Yeah.
convenience store.
And I now have a shit ton of those chips to go through in the next several
Put
weeks.
them out for the
Oh,
squirrels.
yeah, well, we'll take it.
Put out for the squirrels.
Okay.
So they across the like alley from our house, we can see the roof of this other house, and I saw this squirrel tail like coming out of like a pipe. I'm like, oh look at that squirrel! It's chilling in that pipe. And then it wasn't until 2 days later where I saw 4 other squirrels in other pipes on that house, and I was like, oh, they're like killing squirrels on this house. I was like making fun of me all day because she was like, you thought that squirrel was just chilling in that pipe having a good time, but it was just a squirrel
So it's
holocaust.
it's a squirrel trap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
You thought they set up like a habit trail up there?
I just saw someone threw a random pipe up there and the squirrel was just hanging out.
Also, that's better than what I thought, because I thought you told him to put them out for the schools. And I didn't know what that was about, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, I can't get anywhere near the schools.
He's not allowed.
That's
That
right.
would be his third strike.
Yeah.
While we're talking,
And then I can't give out any Halloween candy.
while we're talking Fat Chat though, have you guys been following that national park in Alaska that was having the Fat Bear competition?
Oh, yes.
Where it was like a tournament where they just had their cameras around the park following various bears as they get fat for hibernation. And each day they pitted two bears against each other in viewer votes for who the fattest bear is. And apparently there was some, like, the site got hacked and someone tried to cast a bunch of votes for the same bear, and they had to repair that and disqualify that bear, and it turned into way more controversy.
Who is hacking the site to?
For a specific bear.
They will take us down, dude.
They can have it.
Let's not.
They're gonna vote on us.
You can't even have a fucking fat bear competition in America anymore
without the Russians.
Without the Russians getting in there and fucking it up.
Russia is close to Alaska. So
it is.
Jesus.
You Americans cannot have fattest bear.
Yeah.
Must be Sergey.
Sergey, the fat bear, lives in Siberia.
No longer on tricycle, now on exercise bike. He's
We got the Pelotons for cheap.
Peloton, yeah. It is Peloton. He's fat bear. All right. Killer Clowns, everybody. So, just quickly, what's your favorite, Tony? What was your favorite out of the chips?
I'd probably say the Funyuns.
Will?
Spicy Frito.
John?
Doritos.
Joe?
Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch. Yeah, probably Cool Ranch by a hair for me. I assumed it would have been the Cheetos, but like it just they don't do anything. They need that. They need like the Cheeto shape, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily that they need them, but again, like none of them were bad, but most of them I felt didn't really bring anything new.
Yeah.
Dust that
Well,
Cheeto does not make.
Half the fun of the Cheeto is the texture.
Yeah.
The crunch.
Anybody try the drizzled granola?
I did.
How was it?
I mean, it's cinnamon bun and it's granola. It's like there's those two didn't combine to make
little bit of
something
drizzle.
magical.
I don't like how it's a yogurt flavored drizzle. What the fuck is that?
I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'm starting to
That
rethink
is
it.
it's not bad, but it is just sort of like taking a cinnamon bun and a granola and shoving them in
I
your
ain't
mouth.
putting nobody's yogurt drizzle in my mouth.
And for a
Especially
fat
if it's
chat,
flavored.
honorable mention, we also have double stuffed Nutter Butters here at the table.
Has anyone dipped those in the?
May
yet.
yet happen.
Oh, I don't know. If you dip one of those in Miss Miller, I don't know if you're getting it back.
The world will end.
I will say
Get
this:
stuck like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
drizzled granola smells.
Okay, good.
Drizzle.
So, Killer Clowns.
We open on just space. And we get some laughter, and then we get a kick-ass guitar riff.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool theme song
Yeah, I
going
enjoyed it.
here.
Like whenever someone mentions the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space, this plays in my head.
And it plays through most of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Does it? Because I feel like most of the movie doesn't have any music at all.
Instrumentally, it
Like,
comes up
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
We don't get to the lyrics or anything, but
yeah.
And we see Officer Mooney just riding around. Everyone's a suspect to him, just looking for some teens to beat up on. And it goes from him out to whatever makeout point is for this town. I forgot what they call it. And there's like a bunch of people making out.
Yeah, a bunch of 40-somethings.
Yeah.
High school 40-somethings.
Let me ask you this. All right, you're going to be in the back seat of your SUV with your lady there, making out. I mean, like, let's inflate the life raft.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Guess
I
they
guess
didn't
you
have
got
air
a
mattresses
pillow,
back
but
then.
like,
No, it's honestly probably more comfortable deflated because, like,
yeah,
you gotta imagine the bottom is not,
Comfy.
like, the bottom's not inflated, right?
because that's what I'm thinking. Like, yeah, the bottom, you're just essentially on the truck bed.
Yeah.
So
your feet,
Probably.
your feet are raised, your body itself is on a truck bed, and then
Yeah,
your
but
head and shoulders are raised.
It gives a little bouncer for for her head instead of smacking
friction.
into the mold.
I mean, that's
That's part of the
something.
fun.
Yeah.
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 They not have air mattresses back then.
I mean,
No.
well, especially not for poor 40-something college students.
so then an ice cream truck shows up with the cock block.
Brothers.
Yeah, these two brothers that they're probably the weakest characters in this movie. I don't know. They're just annoying. They yell at each other. They
have no real point. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, even at the very end, but that feels like kind of.
I assumed they were the Chode
That was
brothers.
my head canon. Was they were the Chiodo brothers?
yeah.
It is believed by many that that is some kind of representation of them, perhaps. But there's only 2 when there's 3 Chiodo brothers, and it's not actually them playing them. So
And they
Mario
just
and Luigi Chode.
every scene
there's
they're
kids in Mudflap.
devolves into them fighting each other, and it's I don't know. They try to sell ice cream to everyone making out, and they get like 400 cans thrown at them.
Yeah, that was a decent gag.
Is this Fat Chat Fell, or are we into this?
Wait, bringing ice cream to make out point or
Some
throwing
ice-
cans?
getting some ice cream in on this action.
No, why not?
You mean like if you're out and make out point, do you want to give some ice cream?
You know,
there's nothing wrong with
A
that.
little popsicle.
That's why I didn't understand. There was a whole thing like they were gonna stop the truck, but the ladies were like, we're not up here to make out with you or whatever. It's like,
We're just sucking on your
I'm-
popsicles in the freezer.
well, yeah, but just be like, we're stopping because we're selling this shit. Shut up.
Well, we haven't even gotten to the ladies that they brought with them.
Oh, I didn't like that eyebrow.
But yeah, turns out they did bribe some ladies into getting in the truck with the promise of a ride home and ice cream.
Couple of real barbs, you know.
And and they took them to the makeout point instead.
I believe they were like, take us home. And he was like, keep your shirt on. And they're like, we intend to.
And I was like, thank God.
I'm only in this movie for clown titties, okay?
That's right. Not
Rosie
yours.
O'Donnell titties.
One thing I will say, though, about the ice cream at Makeout Point, make sure, that's one where you ask your partner, don't just in the middle of makeouts, just be like, ooh, ice cream, and get up and
Oh yeah.
be like, you want some ice cream?
I mean, I guess, yeah. Sometimes you just need ice cream, though.
Well, it's otherwise, like, you're not going to be able to get back in your car when you come back with ice cream. And she
Well,
won't be
here's
driving
the
home.
thing we need to understand. Like, they're
Oh, no.
nice. They're of the age where like makeouts really aren't. They're not the be all end all anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
are they? So are we to assume all these kids are college kids in the local
Yes.
college?
I'm just assuming that they are in their 40s, like they are. I assume they all have reverse mortgages by Henry Winkler and like.
Henry
Wait,
Winkler.
Henry Winkler's there as the principal.
Yeah.
How did he get involved?
They got to get home to the sitter and
Well, I
take
think-
care of the kids.
Okay,
and-
regardless of age, I think it's a fair thing to say if you are with someone and you are starting to get romantically involved, you probably shouldn't just drop shit at the moment's notice and leave.
I mean, yeah, but I assume that, he and his girl have been together for probably, a couple of decades now, and they understand each other. They're at that point in their relationship where you can just get up
Is
and
there a name
do
for
what
this
he needs.
area where y'all grew up?
What?
Not that y'all would know it, but like.
Oh, like the
the
makeout point area? I mean, just the beach down here.
Yeah,
probably,
we just went to the
yeah.
beach.
Behind the CVS.
I'd be,
Under the bleachers at school. Like,
let's see.
In one of the many swamps.
Yeah.
There's that island that you can only access part of the time.
Starbucks parking lot, Walmart parking lot.
Oh, now it's getting real.
Kmart.
No.
Dumpster.
Yeah, in general,
Jimmy's
I think,
parking lot. A lot
yeah,
of
I think
Jimmy's parking
for
lot.
those of us who grew up in the same
in the
areas,
stairwell at school.
it was largely just, it would be like going to the beach or something.
The Breakers in Rhode Island.
One time on the beach, I was
Houses.
lying down in a girl's lap, making out with her, and somebody thought that I was needed CPR.
Well,
So they came and peed on your leg.
Chances are you
I
probably did.
Yeah.
Wait, you were lying on her lap and she
Like
was
my head was in her lap.
and she was
Yeah.
just okay.
Yeah, and she was kissing me.
We call it
and-
the reverse Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The next day at school, they're like, "Joe, are you okay? You were passed out."
Some passerby
Yeah.
thought he needed CPR.
Were you that passerby?
No. I
Were you
was
that girl
not.
making out with him?
Were you the girl?
Tony, I've never been a girl, nor have I ever made out with Joe. Although we came close once. We were playing gay chicken. Thankfully,
It was too close for comfort.
I mean, honestly,
thankfully he chickened out.
gay chicken is a dangerous game with pretty much anyone in our friend group. 'Cause,
Yeah.
It's just we're not quitters.
If you're not prepared for your lips to touch theirs, don't play.
We're gonna get velcroed beards pretty soon.
Oh.
John, may I have a Nutter Butter, please?
All right. So
To clarify, the snack item or
Whatever. Thank you.
So back in the movie,
what they're called in my town.
yeah.
yeah. Sorry,
Sorry, what
Right,
was
there
it
was-
got a
called?
little distracted there.
There was two.
I assumed
One
it was
was-
Waffle House.
One was Howard's Knob,
Of course, it was Howard's
and
Knob.
the other one was Blowing Rock.
Wow.
Those are both great names.
Yeah.
And so you'd go down there and fillet a Sasquatch I'm sorry, you call them wood boogers down there?
Yeah, Boojum
Poojums? Yeah, all right.
What town was this?
in North Carolina, like the mountains.
I loved the sheer amount of stuff.
We're in the Appalachians.
Yeah, Appalachians, but whatever.
So yeah,
I like all the stuff in the Carolinas that is like straight up dick named without any like double entendre meant, like the South Carolina Gamecocks. And
Yeah, there's no like.
Yeah.
It's all unironically named.
or is it?
Well, you get
But
that
see-
shit in Pennsylvania too. Those
Shatley
Amish.
Springs is another place.
Yeah, that's a
You
place
know,
I visit every
your
Friday.
your makeout spots had better names, but we didn't have to go with cousins, so it's
Yeah, it's a fair trade.
Yeah.
Good brothers.
Can I have?
we didn't have to.
Hey, brother.
you want to go over to the knob?
Howard's Knob.
Howard's Knob.
Okay.
Why?
Third?
Yes, Tony.
He knows his limits.
I am having a third 4-point-something% alcohol beverage in my home.
He knows his limits, and he is crashing past them.
I am.
You are also on record. All right.
What else is
I know.
different?
Yeah. So
Instead of margarita Rob, we have
Yeah.
cherry wheat Rob.
It's okay. It's strawberry wheat.
Oh, strawberry
First of all,
wheat. Pardon me.
I am hardly inebriated.
who'd
I
win
am
a-
just having a good time with my friends.
who'd win in a fight, Cherry Wheat Rob or Margarita Rob?
Margarita Rob. Margarita Rob fights dirty.
Okay.
He's got Margarita Rob has pocket sand.
I could drink this crap all night and not feel a thing.
Mhm.
But Margarita Rob would be
Oh, strawberry wheat rub seems more confrontational at the moment.
All right.
You guys need to use your code word.
we need a
Talk in the
safe
other
word.
room. Mario,
Husky.
Luigi.
All right.
Well, it's Waluigi when things are getting out of hand.
All right. While that's on the table, have you guys all seen the new trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
For yeah.
Mario.
Yeah. So
What do you think, Joe?
I mean, Jack Black passed the test. Like
yeah.
that one. I knew he was going to.
I didn't
Chris-
even know that was Jack Black, to be honest with you.
Now, when I heard Chris
Except
Pratt
for that.
was being voice cast, I know Tony had his reservations, and I was like, Chris Pratt could probably do some kind of Mario.
A voice.
And he just did. He was just like, nope, it's just Chris Pratt.
Well, it's Chris Pratt, but he's got a "Hey, I'm walking here" kind of a little thing. But I did hear a kind of a counter argument. I'm not defending Chris Pratt's voice because I still don't really like it. I mean, obviously, we only heard him say what
Yeah,
2 lines.
It wasn't
Yeah.
much.
But like, if you think of the traditional Mario voice, like the "Hey, it's me,
Yeah.
I'm Mario," would you really want to listen to an entire film of him like holding a conversation like that?
Not really, no. But
Because
I-
you know it's not going to be like he's not. I know, like in all the Mario games, he's like the silent protagonist,
Yeah.
except for the occasional one line. This is not going to be that. He's
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
talking like the whole time.
I've heard some evidence to lead me to fear that there might be a good deal of singing as well.
Okay, whatever.
I want to hear that guy that does the original Mario voice do the prologue from Lord of the Rings. Like, and in the end,
I want-
they were all deceived.
Well, that's the thing. So somebody already went and like redid the trailer using AI to like fill in with the regular Mario voice, and I was like, this is awful.
I want exclusively isolated sound clips of Captain Lou Albano from various wrestling promos.
Yes.
Just
Especially
Yes.
make the dialogue.
or
all
that
around
one scene
I
in the
Don't
Mario
want
show.
a Mario movie.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have
I
to.
will say though,
You don't have to have one.
more to that is thankfully I think Keegan Michael Key doing Toad.
Great Toad.
Yeah, and thankfully close enough to the thing without being the original thing. 'cause
Yeah, he
that
toned it
would've
down a little
gotten-
bit.
Yeah.
that would have gotten terrible
So
real
which
quick.
one's Charlie Day then?
He's Luigi.
Yeah.
Okay.
You only get to hear him like screaming
Yeah.
at the end there. So
I thought Toad was Charlie Day for a second. 'Cause,
That's
it's
what I
just
thought.
like that's his thing, and I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. But all right.
no, Luigi also fits perfectly.
Well, if there's going to be singing, at least we'll get a Jack Black Bowser song. Would
Yes.
be pretty cool.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
Get
that's
Kyle
it.
in
It
there.
looks like it'll be a fun movie. I mean, whatever.
Well, yeah, that is also I don't have a whole lot of like riding on
Yeah,
it, so-
like I'm not gonna lose anything either way here.
Are they gonna?
It's still going to be better than the first one.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, are they gonna have some weird like vaguely sexualized fetish nightclub scene where they have to get a rock from a large woman?
Yes.
I mean, I like that. This seems to more just be the absolute absurdity of he just launches out of a pipe. Is like, why the fuck is anything in this world? Like, nothing here makes sense. There's giant mushrooms.
Yeah, I'm a plumber.
Yeah.
I just saw a genocide of a penguin peoples.
That was some
Well, thank
good
you for
genocide.
listening, everybody. We hope you had a good time.
Yep, that's our
All right.
Mario.
Let's get some clowns in here because a comet
right.
shoots across the sky.
Yeah.
And we cut to this hillbilly. It's like Haley's comet
Lands in Will's dad's
landed
yard.
in our backyard, and he gets his shovel and his bucket and his dog, and he goes off on an adventure to find this UFO. So does our main couple. They're like, we could stay here and make out, but she's like, anything but that. Let's go find this fucking.
She's
light.
like, the switch has already been flipped in me. You're not getting anything.
Yeah,
Let's
The
go.
ice cream truck already ruined it for you.
That's
We're
right.
not consummating
You're
this
not-
in a fucking life raft.
You're
Let's-
not my ex
get outta
blonde
here.
cop boyfriend, so that's
That's right.
Oh, we'll get into that.
That's
Yeah,
weird, man.
that
That's
is.
a weird thing.
So the hillbilly, he just comes across this random circus tent, and he he wanders around with his dog Pooh Bear, and suddenly just a little when he's not looking, a little hole appears in the tent, and there's a little clown comes out with a net, catches Pooh Bear the dog.
Apparently, takes Pooh Bear's neckerchief off, reties it, and throws it back on the ground.
Don't want that.
no neckerchiefs allowed in the tent.
That's right.
This is Looney Tunes rules. Just it happens.
This is just funny.
And the hillbilly, he notices his dog's gone and just punches the tent.
Sure.
And his fist bounces off of it, and he's like, "Oh, ow!"
It is not canvas.
And here's where we see the first of our killer clowns that comes out and zaps him with some kind of ray gun.
Yahoo!
And what do we think of these killer clowns?
I think they look cool.
I mean, they look kind of like the Ninja Turtle costumes post rot.
Like if they were left in a bog for a while.
Yeah, the Ninja Turtle version of the Irish bog people. But yeah, I mean, they're well done.
Yeah,
If you're a person who's afraid of clowns, you'll be terrified.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can see the zipper in the back of their heads a couple of times in it, but
Yeah, well, especially now with 4K quality stuff and whatever, and there are those little bits, but I think they look great, and I'll take them over terrible CGI any day again.
yeah, no, I think they did a good job, and there's a nice variety of clowns.
Yeah, there's like three main types. There's like little guys, skinny fellas, and big fatzos.
Do we have like names for these classifications, or
I thought it was just big fatzos.
No, I mean, some of them, it's the same. It's roughly the same, 5 or 6 people.
Yeah, until the
throughout
very
whole
end,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
The little ones creep me out. With
Do
their
you
cabbage
want the
smelling
names
hands.
for them?
Yeah, I didn't see names in the
Are
credits.
There are names.
oh yes,
We do have official names.
I want it.
So I mentioned already the big guy at the end is
I was saving that for later.
apparently his name officially is JoJo or King Clown, but they did call him Clownzilla.
See, I thought he was more of a Clown Kong or King Clown.
I didn't name it. The main guy, who I believe is the one that takes out the farmer here, is Jumbo. We have Fatso. I'll let you guess which one that is. Shorty.
It's me.
Spiky. That's the guy that has
It's like Casper rules.
Yeah, Casper has little tubey bits on top of his head,
Oh, okay.
almost like antennas. And no, I'm sorry. Spike was the one that
You had the 3 extensions, right?
well, he had like the spiky hair, and then Slim was the one that had the 3 little I don't know, whatever.
Dongles.
They didn't seem
They had,
like hair, but
balls on them, didn't they?
yeah.
Shorty,
that's-
Fatso, Clem.
And that's what I liked about this, and with the design and
Jib
everything,
jab.
it's vaguely human, but not. And they intentionally had them move weird and everything to make them seem more alien. And
Is that why they had to move weird, or was it just the costumes?
I'm told they were told to walk as if they were underwater. The costumes
costume
might
helped.
have caused some of that
giant
as well.
clown feet. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
step careful.
Plus, since there was so much animatronics in the head, God only knows how much they could actually see. But
Now, is this a standard, like, human body, giant mascot head that you're looking out the mouth configuration, or is there...
Probably the
I don't
neck.
know how they,
I would-
how do they see?
I'm guessing the neck for the most part, although Shorty maybe not.
Because the mouths were like closed most of the time.
Yeah, and they had the teeth.
Yeah. I didn't look that or find that much.
Or maybe
information on
like
it.
they also didn't move that much, so maybe they just couldn't see.
It's entirely
Like,
possible.
That's why he
just-
was wrecking that pharmacy. He was really
Yeah.
supposed to go in and get one thing.
Yeah.
Where they just like, keep rolling. Keep rolling. It's hilarious.
Just go get a box of Flintstones chewables and bring
It's
thought he
possible
impaled
somebody.
himself.
It's possible somebody just had an earpiece and was like, "All right, 2 steps forward, turn to the left," whatever.
It was MC Scat Cat.
Yes, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
So, yeah, I mean, I would say the clowns were scary enough, because they looked to me like, this thing can't, like, physically kick my ass, but I can't kill it, and God knows what it's going to do to me.
Yeah. They also had that right look of they're kind of terrifying, but at the same time, I could see people not being scared enough to know to run away.
Yeah.
They also look like they shoot sour cream.
Well, because they do. So
I don't know. Just
we cut to
look like
back
the
at
type.
the police station. Officer Mooney brings these 2 college kids in, and Officer Dave's like, "Hey, they have rights and stuff," and Mooney's like, "They're filth." Brr.
They were drunk
filth.
and they resisted arrest.
Yeah.
They're going to
he's-
filth.
I'm gonna go fucking just beat their ass, throw them in jail. And like, yeah, Mooney doesn't give a fuck. He is the worst cop. He's got like the brutality of Galt from Rambo, combined with just the sheer laziness of Chief Wiggum.
But an amazing voice. Now, here's the sad thing. When I was watching this, I was like, I want to be like him when I grow up. And then it dawned on me,
You're his age.
I'm probably the same age as he was when he filmed this movie.
Also, he is seething with regret for his life choices this entire film.
Like I said,
Yeah.
we're pretty much neck
Same
and neck.
path.
Yeah.
Same path.
Also, the voice sound familiar at all?
Is that the judge in Ghostbusters 2?
No.
Is it?
He's the dean in Animal House.
Yeah, but I
he's
mean, he sounds like a lot of things, like Two-Face from Batman animated series, or like he's been in a lot of things, I know, but I don't think he did that voice, but he sounds...
So it's Rupert Thorne from Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, okay, all right. I knew it was one of those, like...
Yeah, you can hear it now, though, right?
Yeah. I knew it was one of them. I'm shocked I got Batman the Animated. I'm shocked I pulled that one out of the hat.
Yeah. I know. Good.
Well, that one, like Captain Planet, if you don't know where they're asking
Yeah,
for, just shoot those out. They might have been in
It is a good, movie trivia JFK answer. Like, you
Yeah.
got a great shot. Somebody's in there.
Kay had a great.
Damn it, Will. So,
All over Marilyn's boobs, am I right?
That's what that new movie's about.
all right. So now we cut to Mike, who's in the woods doing a bad Indian impression on the hood of his SUV. They go off chasing after the
Native
tent.
American, Joe.
Sorry, John.
Indigenous people.
Indigenous
John.
peoples.
Yeah. So they
Here
find.
is it? Oh, sorry.
So Debbie's like,
I'm gonna do Dallas.
I want to find this thing. Let's find a UFO, whatever. Then the moment they get to the tent, she's like, I don't want to go in there.
scared. You go in for me. I stay out here.
My ovaries are tingling.
I do.
This is a bad idea.
Perhaps. But I do like she's,
What a waste
Mike
of
was
a-
like, I'm too lazy to go after the thing. If it landed here, I'd totally check it out. Where she's like, no, let's get closer. I want to see where it landed. But then she's smart enough to be like, this feels wrong. I don't want to be here. And he's just like, oh, fuck it. We're here now. We're doing this shit.
He's like, if
Go.
I'm brave, you might lay me.
Probably.
I'm not gonna waste tonight's boner.
Well, he's weirdly into this clown shit in a way I do not appreciate.
So Mike Tobacco just drags her inside, and he's going on about like announcing the various sideshow freaks that they're gonna see.
What's her
including-
last name? Sorry, what's her last
Stone,
name?
I thought.
Maybe. I gotta,
No, don't look it up. It's fine. I don't. I can't possibly care that much.
well, my phone's already in my
Damn
hand.
it!
Danny Glover. Debbie Stone. Yeah,
Debbie
Will was
Stone.
right.
All right.
So he's going on about the various things they're gonna see in there, like Belinda the bulimic wonder, and they just go through a door, and they're in this room with a giant electrical orb.
Don't forget the half man, half woman.
Oh, the half man, half woman. Yep.
Classic.
Yeah, they're like, well, I don't think we're in a circus tent anymore. They usually don't have 100-foot tall spires with arcing electricity and whatnot.
It's just the Star Wars thing.
It's the tractor beam room Obi-Wan has to sneak into.
So they go to leave, and they end up in the cotton candy room, which Mike identifies as a cotton candy factory. And they go to one of the cotton candy things, and it just contains a bloody hillbilly face.
Yep.
And apparently one of the other ones has Joe Lombardo. We don't know who that is, but
They never explain it.
pour one out for Joe Lombardo.
Or they do, and I just didn't pay attention.
He's also cotton candy.
I
But
think I could be totally wrong. I'm not gonna look this up. 'Cause fuck it. He could be the guy who had the beer earlier and was at Makeout Point or whatever.
oh,
No, not the guy
No.
with the beard, because he was in the car, right?
Well,
Well, no, his
later-
glasses were in the car.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
glasses were in the car, so he was already got.
Okay.
yeah.
So I think it could be him. Who, by the way, I just found out recently now with all this. It's Christopher Titus.
Oh,
Oh, weird.
Huh.
Like comedian Christopher Titus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
kinda
never
see
knew
it.
that.
so
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have picked it out, but I saw his name in the credits, and then like watching that, I was like, oh shit, that is him, isn't it?
Well, like the good guy cop is, and this is gonna be a deep cut. He
So-
he played Deathstalker.
Oh,
in
really?
Deathstalker and the Warriors from Hell. So Deathstalker 3. The one that Mystery Science Theater did. So I've seen it a lot of times, which is why
I have to watch that.
I didn't
episode
even recognize his face. I recognized his voice first. It's the one where they go, "Potatoes are what we eat," and it's awful.
That is funny. Like because your brain, of course, went immediately to Deathstalker 3 because of that. My brain went to Deathstalker 2, and I was looking for Tiny Face from Chopping Mall.
Will, what kind of phone is that?
22 Astra.
Why does it have 5 cameras?
Why does yours have one?
Because one's all you need.
Okay.
Wait, yours has more cameras than mine? Mine only has 3.
Yeah, no, he's got
It's got like a full fucking array on it.
oh,
Like
possibly 6.
Mine's a 21. Wow.
It's 22.
Like, what does it go into like infrared and stuff?
The
Oh, that's
at
the Ultra. That's the bigger
At-
one, right?
at-
The guy at the
Films in
Verizon was
3D.
like, look, you can look at the license plate of the car across the street. And I was like, okay, awesome.
And it's easy to clean.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
It's easy to clean fingerprints off of.
Like, okay, man. Good to know.
For all
If I
your
ever need-
stalking needs.
If I ever need to do
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so
Press this button to wipe the hard drive real quick.
a clown comes in, puts some cotton candy on the rack, and then they have to sneak out. Well, this clown just diddles with some levers by a popcorn machine. But the clown spots him, and it's a chase.
There's a diddling of a different kind.
So the clown, he's got a popcorn gun, fires just some heat-seeking popcorn on them.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
I guess they break out the least impressive of the clown weapons first.
Well, I mean, I guess it's somewhat debatable, but jumping ahead here, we find out popcorn is essentially,
It's their jizz.
I suppose it's clown maggots that then form
Yeah.
into clown worms that then, I guess, maybe turn into clowns? We're not clear on that, but,
Okay.
So they're just.
Yeah, jizz.
Yeah.
well, I didn't argue that
spores.
far.
They're clowns.
Clown
spores.
swimmers.
spores.
Full clown swimmers.
And
Whatever you want to call them.
Shooting
Needless to
clown
say-
rope.
sort of like the Needler in Halo, like it lets you fire around corners, but it's not. Ultimately, it's just not worth bothering with.
But they do break out their ultimate weapon,
The balloon dog.
the balloon dog.
That was pretty cute.
I
Oh,
loved
we
it.
need Dave Dennehy here for that.
We do. He could totally recreate that for us.
Well, he knows how to do balloon animals.
Oh yeah, he's
do that.
a crack shot at balloon animals, huh?
I could do that.
Tony can make a balloon dog.
Okay, make
I
one.
can make a
Well, I need
balloon
a
dog.
balloon.
Do it right now.
I need a balloon.
I don't give a
Go
shit.
get a
fucking
condom.
mask.
Go get a
I'll
condom.
get
You
a
have any
condom.
condoms?
No. I don't have
Tony's like, that's
This
fine.
is a
I'll work with
sexless
that.
house.
condoms. Yeah, that's why.
Come on, your mom's got some.
Oh dear.
Yeah. From 1976.
All right. So
From a catalog.
they escape the balloon hound
Or a
back,
box of cereal.
back to their car. The clowns chase after them. They hit the clowns with the car
More like a poon hound,
and
you know what I'm
drive
saying?
off. And that's last we see of the poon hound for now. And they go to the police like reasonable people. You know, like
And banana.
they don't make the horror movie mistake of like let's go somewhere dumb and stay on the property. They're like, let's just immediately go to the cops.
Yeah.
Yes. Plus for that. Sorry.
No.
I will say though, and fair warning for future people, perhaps writers, or if you find yourself in a horror movie-like situation.
Rob is going to continue to say inappropriate things.
That's
Yeah.
You're definitely going to be listening to this podcast.
Oh, that's
That's right.
That's going to go on for years, so be ready for
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
No.
what a wonderful.
But in horror movies, stop with the overshare. We always, this is an old trope, so it's nothing
The
new,
what?
and I'm sure it will. The overshare. They go in, they're like, hey, officer, there's, we followed a shooting star. We found a clown's tent full of killer clowns that are now putting people in cotton candy cocoons. Like, you're gonna sound nuts. You go in there, you tell them, I think some guy dressed like a clown just killed a bunch of people. I know where the bodies are. Follow me. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
By that
terrible.
point, he'll see the shit for himself, and
I mean,
whatever.
yes, but you also have to take people's like adrenaline and like their state of mind into consideration. Like they,
I understand. I'm just saying, like,
Or the
people writing in the future.
a
Maybe.
solid 85% of people are stupid.
yeah,
Oh well, that's
And-
solid 85%, and that's a
Not 90.
that's
Also,
drifting.
that's just
a number
including
drifts.
this room.
Also, don't crash your truck into like 3 things outside the police
Dude,
station.
nobody in this movie can friggin' drive.
No.
It's ridiculous.
Except for the clowns.
Yeah, except for the clowns. They don't crash into anything. But like, it seems like everybody driving in this movie like crashes into
All the
everything
time.
else constantly.
Walls,
I believe
mailboxes.
I forget how bad the cop is, but I believe everyone else is drunk. So
Cool. Somebody give me a Milky Way and not the sex act, please and thank you.
which one of us the sex?
Yeah, which one is the Milky Way? Wait, I don't want to.
Close your eyes.
Oh,
Close your eyes. This is gonna burn.
well, involves chocolate and milk. Never mind.
Just,
Anyway.
it just involves a galaxy on your face.
Yep. So we see now also the clowns are like, let's go. They see the sign for Crescent Cove and they're heading in. Crescent Cove is the name of the town. Yeah, Mike drives like an asshole outside the police station where we meet Officer Dave. Oh, actually, we've already met him.
Doesn't he like crash into the police cars?
Yes. And like a trash can
Yeah,
or something.
mailbox or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was one of those newspaper dispensers. But
So, yeah, we see that Officer Dave is a former male suitor here for Debbie, and he takes them in the police station. They do a terrible job of explaining what's happening.
yes,
And then Officer Mooney, he refers to Mike as a little fart. Not wrong.
Oh, not wrong at all.
And then he's like, "You will not make a dummy out of me." Some foreshadowing for later.
yep.
And they, Dave, Debbie, and Mike leave to go investigate some aliens. While we cut to just this creepy looking, like, he looked like an even more terrible version of Brett Spiner. Like at this gazebo, like watching a puppet show in a gazebo. That's 2 things, like, that's sus right there. Don't go. But
So that's what you took away from this uglier Brent Spiner?
this guy had a lot of problems. What did you see him as?
Oh, man.
Brent Spiner's Data from Star Trek.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I see that now.
Maybe like a
Disgusting shit boy.
disgusting shit boy and
Definitely.
androgynous
Shit person.
bloated, what's that comedian that was in UHF? Cut the fingers off.
Oh,
Tiny Tim?
No,
I
not
just
Tiny
saw
Tim.
him in person, and I forgot his name. It's like Milo or something, or
Melody Malarkey.
Melody Malarkey. That's right.
that's his name now.
It's Melody Malarkey.
We are the worst.
This town just has a lot of people like walking through the
Emo
park
Phillips.
at random.
Emo Phillips, that's it. Yeah.
David,
Melody Malarkey.
Yeah.
It's always close enough.
Like a bloated
David, it was right
emo-
here on
So
the
anyway,
briefcase.
this is like a blonde blow-up doll
Yeah.
It was
shoved
just a
into some
gross- it was just
80s
a gross-
clothes.
This is what happens when you have some rich people who start breeding with their pugs. That's
Yeah,
what this
that's
is.
fair.
So we have
It did look like Tommy Lee Jones had sex with that pug from Men in Black. He just had a baby. A baby.
Baby.
so we see a little puppet show, boy puppet, girl puppet chasing after each other. Girl puppet zaps the boy puppet and he disappears. And then this giant fucking clown just bursts out of the whole stage and zaps this dude in a cocoon.
What year was Iron Eagle?
Wasn't that 87, I think?
All right, so it wasn't long enough for this thing to be one of those
No.
human yuck piles to have grown up.
No.
Hey Google, what year did Iron Eagle come out? All right, I didn't know I could control your phone.
So we then cut to
You don't control any of the phones.
They control me.
we cut to this poor retail clerk, with a
Enjoy your new friend.
clown rampaging
Megan.
through his store like it's 5 minutes before closing time, just messing up all his
I
casing.
immediately thought of you, Joe.
Thought of me.
Yeah, that one of your Walgreens customers.
Oh yeah. We've been here before. It's like,
You've had clowns in there before.
yeah, you're about to close,
Juggalos.
and then
The
yeah,
outfit was different, but you've had this exact scenario, haven't you?
well,
Like,
pretty close.
I didn't work in a pharmacy nearly as long as Joe did, and yeah, I had that experience a lot.
No, you get that. You're like, everything's nice and neat. You're about to close, and some asshole comes in
Some
and they're
clown.
like, yeah, some clown, and they're like, I have to touch everything to buy one thing.
I need to bring everything up to
And
the register, and I can't afford any.
Guess
of it.
what? You're staying 15 more minutes late because of me.
And you've got your hand on your bat underneath the counter just in case
Oh,
things
yeah.
go sideways.
Well, I had my box cutter ready. I was gonna cut
That's
him.
right.
Classic.
Oh,
Cut a
not a
bitch.
weapon.
Gotta cut a bitch.
Yeah.
Cut a clown.
Well, no, I mean, you go after the store closed. You're like, the store's closed. Please bring your final purchases up to the register. We'll gladly check you out. And then it'd be like, do you need help finding anything? And then by 10:05, if they're not done, it'd be like, I will fucking cut you.
I need to go home.
Buy that.
Do you think, is there a chance that this is like almost a game of chicken and they're really hoping you'll just be like, take it. I don't care. Just fucking take
be,
it.
yeah.
I think it's pure just not giving a shit about anything and anyone else.
Yep. Who, the clowns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The clowns that
Anyway,
shop there.
the
Yes.
clowns that walk into retail establishments 5 minutes before they're going to close.
Don't point that at me. That's.
That
I
is
do not want
bulbous.
to turn around.
That
into
is glossy and bulbous.
Oh, he's got a Twix bar that he's covered with Miss Miller's nut butter. And it's just so unpleasant looking. I'm sure it's
But
delicious.
how does it taste? Yeah.
That's some good shit.
Yeah.
John's mouth is like almost adhered closed.
Might have to try it with Three Musketeers.
It's almost something the clowns would use to like seal someone's mouth shut.
Now, I will warn you, that is a pumpkin spice Twinkie.
Oh.
Ugh. Is that why it's
That's exactly how I would have reacted to it.
Listen, it's spooky month. Those are spooky themed
Fuck
treats.
pumpkin spice.
I don't listen.
He has spoken.
I got a whole table of people I gotta please.
All right. So
Yeah. You also notice these as they slowly pile up in the next couple of weeks.
I'll take care
that's
of
for
those.
pleasing Rob.
I know you will. I enjoy them too. I'm
I'll
just
take
saying.
care of those, you sons of bitches.
So,
Just saying some of the treats are not for everyone.
I got nothing against Nestle. Just other things are better.
Yeah, well,
That's exactly my feeling.
Although-
It's better than crack.
you know what would make a Nestle Crunch, I'm sure, great?
Miss Miller's
Miss Miller's
Nut butter.
peanut butter
Pumpkin-
marshmallow spread,
pumpkin goop.
We're calling it nut
Peanut
butter.
goop.
also
Honey
known as the
sauce.
Amish wedding.
You just
It literally says that on the jar.
No, I got it.
coat the bride and groom with that, stick them together.
They're never
together
together
forever.
Forever.
There is a stamp printed right here on the label that says, an authentic spread traditionally served at Amish weddings.
See you later, boys. I got to
Great
dip
for-
the old Twix in the Amish wedding, if you know what I mean.
Great for apples, bananas,
I'll bet.
celery,
Yeah, gross.
spread on crackers, bagels, and waffles.
The only thing appropriate to dip celery in is a garbage
It's
disposal.
a garbage can, yes, I agree.
Celery can eat a dick, and even then it would probably improve the flavor a little bit.
I'd rather put a penis in your mouth than a piece of
I'd
celery.
rather taste
Well,
dicks than
That says
celery.
more about Rob than anything else. But
That's fair. You're not wrong.
All right.
You know, we will do a Nestle Crunch
Our last bit of this
in the Amish wedding.
this clown rampage is
Crunch
they
that wedding.
deliver a pizza to what is clearly just like a porno beginning setup because you got
That was
this
the
lady
joke,
like,
Ted.
yep, like I didn't order a pizza, and then it's the clown and bloop,
Clown gangbang.
and
You could blow out 2 of those.
Yeah.
So now it's going to burn unevenly.
Oh, sorry. Well, all right.
so Dave takes Debbie home. It's like, I know you're worried, you're scared about all these killer clown alien things, so just go to your house.
Why not take a shower for 6 hours or so?
And then he goes with Mike, takes him up to the top of the world, make out point.
Yeah, the editing on this is a little weird because it does appear that she takes a shower for roughly 3 days.
You have not lived with enough women.
3 titless days.
I have not. Fair enough.
So they get up to the makeout point, and they find this giant friggin' hole, which, like, right there, you know, Mike should just be like, well, that wasn't there. Let's look at the friggin' hole. But Dave's like, nope, had enough. You're under arrest. And away they go.
But also, in general, if you're like, yeah, the weird meteor alien ship thing landed here, where now there's a huge hole, wouldn't that at least raise some questions?
So, we now cut to a biker bar where a clown who they hail as Big Bad Jojo rides up on a tricycle. And there's a bunch of bikers there, and they're laughing at him. And one of the tough guy bikers takes his tricycle and friggin' slams it on the ground till it shatters.
Like an asshole.
Like an asshole.
why
And
do
his
you gotta do
asshole
that?
gets what he deserves. Clown puts on some boxing gloves. I'm pretty sure, doesn't he just jump straight up in the air and
Yeah.
come back down wearing the boxing
With the
gloves?
box, yeah, with the gloves.
Didn't understand.
This guy's like,
Because they did not have it in the budget to like magic his gloves on,
Hmm.
and apparently just a cutaway and a cut back with him with the gloves
Yeah.
on wasn't good enough.
so the guy's like, clearly this tiny mongoloid looking clown here that I just destroyed his
Old
his
school slur.
tricycle. I'm gonna take him on in a fist fight.
Yeah.
And then the clown just fucking punches his head off. Just
Yeah, he-
decapitation with a punch.
He goes, what are you going to do? Knock my block off?
And he does.
And he does.
He should have knocked his cock off. That would have been funnier though.
So now we cut to the Big Top Burger. Yeah.
This was great.
This clown, he's like, you know, he's waving to this girl who's not paying attention to everyone else she's with. And he's like, just come outside. It'll be cool. And
I
he's-
want to show you how much weight I lost eating Subway sandwiches.
and he just has a
Big Top
fucking
Burger.
mallet behind him. And so, you know, you're like, please, I just want
He
to,
just hit her.
I only if I hear it, I don't even need to see it.
Yeah.
And like,
Did you
nope.
know it happened?
I imagine for some people that scene was like, oh God, no, not the little girl. Don't smash her with a mallet. Meanwhile, all of us were like, yes, fucking come out.
You
Fucking
don't
do
know
it."
why, but you're dying to try. You wanna hit the girl.
Yeah, unfortunately, that girl is saved by like her older
gym
sister,
teacher looking mom.
gym teacher, whoever that was, mom.
I think that's
her mother.
supposed to be her mother.
Person that kidnapped her.
I will say, yeah,
I got
I
you.
was trying to save her.
Yeah, I got you first, bitch.
yeah, kind of a room situation. I will
Fuck you,
say,
Pennywise, bitch.
for all of you that are worried about this, judging by the rest of this movie, he just went in there and slaughtered everybody anyway. So
Maybe.
So,
We didn't get to see it.
well, he goes around back and he puts some of his seed in the dumpster.
I can't count how many times I've had to do
Some
that.
of his popcorn
popcorn bag.
in the dumpster.
No, is that an actual dumpster or euphemism? Okay.
A little bit of hay, a little bit of beef.
So Rob was telling me there's like going to be a Killer
I call
Clown
Matt's house.
video game, and I was thinking, okay, for each different clown type, they'll have a weapon, and this big fatso will have his mallet.
Now, if it's something like a cops versus clowns, where you can like a multiplayer death match where you can play as the different clowns with different weird clown weapons.
I believe that's what it's supposed to be. Kind of like the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah.
Or Evil Dead game.
But you could have like people playing the cops, and they have just straight up guns, but they could only kill the clown with a headshot.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you're just strictly cops, but you're whatever protagonist.
Yeah.
And then
You're
I
Mike
believe
Tobacco.
you might be
Mike Tobacco.
But and then
Is this in development now?
yeah, it's coming out next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So either way,
Disappointed. I thought it was coming out like right now, but
You would think like now would be the time.
yeah.
so you think since Mike's been arrested, there might have to be some interaction between him and Dave, where maybe they go a few scenes where he has to convince Dave to let him go. Maybe do an action beat where Mike's handcuffed and has to overcome something. But no, he just immediately goes back to the car. Dave looks around the rest of Makeout Point and sees that everyone else is dead or has been taken, and just releases Mike. You're like, okay, that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And they start driving back into town to go back to the police station. When
I just want to say, I do though kind of appreciate at least that this isn't a long drawn out thing, and he is just like, all right, something weird is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, at least at the first sign of something wrong, Dave is reasonable.
Yeah.
Mooney, however, is getting 911 calls about clowns all over town. He's like, nope, this is a prank.
Yep.
Everyone's in on it.
Pretty
Everyone.
much takes the same track I do. It's just like, I'm just going to ignore my phone, just turn that shit on silent.
But they don't let Rob work police dispatch because of that.
That's true.
And he also decides
Fool me once.
it's time for drinking at work.
Again.
Well, drinking more at work.
Get the Jack Daniels out.
If I could get away with that, absolutely. Because, holy gosh, I got to keep those clowns away too.
Nothing does that better than bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Then we just get a janky ass invisible car chase because this guy's driving his car, stop motion clowns just zooming after him. He's got headlights.
Headlight
He
feet.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cute thought, I guess. And this is what we talked about earlier, the car
Yeah.
crash.
Yeah.
There was a Ronald McDonald commercial way back day.
Where Ronald McDonald drives a car off the side of the road.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Ronald
Invisible
McDonald
car.
drove an invisible car.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's driving another car off the road. Happened off camera.
Yeah, that was.
He was actually sitting on the invisible
Well,
man's
I think it is
face.
just a general it's a thing of some type because I know the Hanna-Barbera bears that rode on invisible bicycles and there's
the Hair Bear Bunch.
the Hair Bear Bunch, yes.
Who
I know.
exists.
Oh yeah, I'm very aware. And I forget there were a couple other characters I could remember.
Wonder Woman
Yeah.
has an invisible jet.
Yes, it's not quite the same scenario, but
Why not?
All I know,
we're talking more like clowny type they're doing.
if you come at me with an invisible car, you roll up on my Toyota fucking Prius with your non-existent car, I'm gonna put you in the fucking wall.
Well,
I'll play around.
Yeah, I suppose.
I think
but-
you're overestimating how much power your Prius has to do such a thing.
I think I could take an invisible clown car.
You have no idea what kind of horsepower.
Yeah, that is the
this clown
problem. You
car
don't
has.
know what you're
I don't know
dealing
what
with.
kind of horsepower I got.
I've got.
9-volt battery.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna make such boasts with my Hyundai accent.
I switch that shit into sport mode. It's on.
Joe switches it into sport mode and suddenly gets an asthma attack.
So when you
I get that long before sport mode.
when you hit that switch, does it go mask?
Well, that's
No.
when the doors come up to be wings and then just fall off. Well, no, that's when we get the Toyotas from a few years ago. Remember that couldn't stop accelerating?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So anyway, invisible car chase. We get this surprisingly underwhelming but appreciated car crash for the finale of this chase, where it just looks like a car going off a bridge. Nothing special, and we appreciate that.
But at least the car got pushed off the road by a clown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas every other vehicle accident in this movie is just caused by a person being an asshole or an idiot or both.
But also, after running a car off, we do get a creepy shot of the clown laughing at him too, which
The clowns do
adds
have
some fun.
a nicely done creepy laugh.
Yeah.
It doesn't match what their lips are doing, and it's a terrible noise. Now we cut back to just a guy at the Big Top Burger taking out the trash. Gets ambushed by, we don't see what it is at this point, but whatever that popcorn produces pulls him in the dumpster.
He just goes in.
Then we get one of my favorite scenes from this movie is when Dave and Mike are in the cop car and they're coming back into town, and they see one clown is putting on a little puppet show with his hand shadows, shadow casting on the wall, and he's making like an elephant. He makes like a sexy dancing lady. He makes George Washington crossing to Delaware. Yeah. And then he just makes a fucking T-Rex.
Also, just to mention, all of these would not be possible with human hands, let alone these lumpy three-fingered clown hands he's got. But
he's obviously casting a spell of some kind.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying it's again part of that. It's like Looney Tunes logic.
Yeah, there's
how they do it. They
happening
just do
here.
it.
Then to complete the creepiness, the T-Rex gobbles them up. They disappear from the bench they were sitting on, and then he puts them in his bag. So Dave is I don't know what to do. Mike just gets over, grabs the wheel, and just rams the cop car into the wall.
Just slams it into the side of a building.
And Clown's got ups.
Yeah.
Apparently they're only straight vertical ups, but the clown just jumps into the stratosphere.
Yes, he's gone. Although I also now is more aware of the things considering how many car wrecks there are, him running into the wall. You now see in scenes like this how much they're not really ramming into it, because in reality they probably had one vehicle and couldn't do that much damage to it.
You see the speed immediately slows down quite a bit before they have any kind of altercation or
It's a shame that pretty much the whole town of Crescent Cove gets destroyed in this movie, because I want to go there and open up an auto body shop the way everyone drives.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You're a rich man.
Yeah. So we cut back to Mooney. He's ignoring all the calls now. There's 5 or 6 phones going off. Just being terrible. And Mike leaves Dave. Dave's I'm going back to police station to radio this in. Because, that's right. Because they tried calling Mooney, and Mooney wasn't listening to them. Yeah. And Mike's I'm going to go get Debbie. And Debbie's I'm still in the shower. And now the clown that was trying to mallet the little girl before shows up at the police station. And Mooney's okay, all right, we're doing this. Tries to give Mooney some flowers, sprays Mooney with the water from the flowers, classic gag.
Yeah.
Mooney's I'm gonna fucking kill you. I puts the handcuffs on him, takes him into jail. His hands pop off. Mooney
Good gag.
just decides to just brain him over the head with a mag light.
Bad
Clown
idea.
Turns around fucking like the Exorcist, just tilts his head all the way around, informs Moody that his mother sucks cocks in hell, and
reminds him.
Yeah,
he already knew that.
He already knew that. Yeah, and Moody is okay, something's a little weird here, and the clown pulls out one of those things you blow at New Year's.
Party favor.
Yeah, and it grabs Mooney, slams his face against the bars. And we just see those 2 kids from before, those 2 poor kids that Mooney's already beaten up tonight. Now we're sharing a cell with this horrible clown.
I think they're part of the cure.
They could be part of the cure, yeah.
I mean, they're part of this.
That guy,
as far as I'm concerned.
the taller
right,
one
Moody,
with his
calm
hair
down.
made me think of Fiend, except it wasn't colored.
Then if Robert Smith from The Cure was here, though, he'd beat that clown's ass.
Yeah.
He'd turn into a giant butterfly robot and punch its nose till it exploded. So now Dave comes back to the station, and this is probably the closest this movie comes to being legit scary. Mm-hmm. I think when John and I were talking, you said this actually, when you were younger, elicited some fear.
It wasn't so much fear as like trying to figure out how it worked. That's why it stuck with me. That's the one scene from this movie that I really remembered, because I remember trying to figure it out. How does it work? And it's, the answer is just space clown magic. Like, so yeah, tell them about the.
Yeah. So in a bit of irony here, this clown. Well, first off, Dave comes in and no one's in the station. There's footprints all over the place. Footprints going to jail. We see there's 2 like cotton candy cocoons in the jail.
Silly cartoon footprints.
Yep. Yeah. But when he comes back out, there's a clown sitting in the chair that he just walked by, and the clown turns around and has indeed made a dummy out of Mooney and is using him to do some ventriloquism. And I forget exactly what Mooney says, but I think it ends with, "Now I'm just going to kill you."
No, well, 2 things. One, I like while he painted rosy cheeks on Mooney, he just had blood dripping down that formed kind of like the marks you would get from a dummy. It was a nice touch.
The hinge.
But no, what he says is, you don't need to be scared. All we want to do is kill you.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Which is beautiful because it's just, yeah, we're just like, no, don't worry. We're just here to kill you. It's all cool.
He throws Mooney down and you see his hand that was inside Mooney is just covered in blood.
Oh, yeah. And you get a great, like, and everything when he takes it out.
Fist in a jar of mayonnaise sound as it comes out. And that was what stuck with me, was like, what strings was he pulling on the inside to make his his mouth move and his eyes, and
pretty terrible.
But when you do that to someone one day, like, I have to learn the technique.
I need to know how to do this.
So rightfully so, Dave just pulls out his piece and opens fire on this guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
And you see bullets put holes in him, but that's about it. And then he shoots him in the nose, and that causes them to spin around real fast and turn into a jewel and explode in special effects that are only slightly better than like the Deathstalker's teleport, where the guy spins around and disappears.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of them. Anyway.
So
Yeah, one of
now Dave gets his call for help out, and find cops from the next town over are on their way. And we cut to Mike, who has found the Vicenzi brothers or whatever they're called. They're driving around in the ice cream truck. And they turn the corner and they witness this demented clown parade. It's going around collecting all the cotton candy cocoons.
They're just going street by street and snatching everybody up. Hide your kids, hide your wife, snatching everybody up.
This one poor dude is stuck under a car. He gets up and tries to run. Clown ain't having that. Bam, cocooned. So they drive off. And we cut back to Debbie, who's finally finishing her shower. Which actually, the speed this movie moves at, it probably was just literally the amount of time a person takes to take a shower.
They cocooned like half the city in that time.
Well, no, in the movie, she's been in the shower for hours.
Yeah.
But like, I think in real life, it's probably only been like 10 minutes, which is still, I guess that's a long shower, but
I've known some ladies to take some hour-long showers.
Oh, sure.
So either way,
they kind of had to by the time.
Oh, because you're into shit stuff, right?
Yes, because we're into the shiza.
Yeah, okay.
I thought it was just to try and get the general filth and stink that being with John off of them.
The way that one just ran out of steam out of John's mouth. It's like,
steam is a key word here. It really is a Cleveland steamer, like glass
It's
bottom.
a Stanley
situation.
steamer,
Yes,
motherfucker.
Stanley steamer.
It's the old 2 gallons Mountain Dew and just.
I did feel like I was quite the ladies' man when I was younger, because
Usually the first comment he gets from the ladies is it supposed to be this yellow?
That's the Mountain Dew, baby.
Yeah, that's the Mountain Dew.
Makes it sweeter.
Yeah.
Deb is now
tangy.
just fully dressed, and the popcorn that was on her before has turned into these little Jack-in-the-Box clown things that come out of her hamper.
Yeah.
They hate 80s shoulder pads.
Yeah,
they do.
Well, thank goodness for those 80s shoulder pads. Those save her. And
80s hairspray.
One of them comes out of the toilet, and she just runs away and goes to leave, but there's a clown at the door impersonating Mike. The ventriloquism. She goes to jump out the window. There's like 5 clowns with the mat to land on.
So how do
Yeah,
you
they all
think?
got the fire helmets on and everything too.
So
It's cute.
Yeah.
the one that's in the toilet is bigger than all the others.
Yeah.
So are we to assume that the first thing she did when she got home was to drop a deuce?
Yeah, well,
Yes!
that was all the popcorn she ate that was on her.
She just took a
Well, just in
huge shit.
general, she's out with
Well-
a guy. They might have had dinner. They were going to make out point. She's holding in like the whole time.
Oh yeah. She probably had the nervous splatters.
Or we could just say, because there's only one that came out of the toilet instead of 2 that came out of the other places, they combined.
Sure, but I'd rather think
You'd rather think that they
she got home
He-
and she was like,
took a
You would
giant.
also rather think about shit play.
she had a just a hellacious dump, and then was like, damn, I need to take a shower after that.
So
Like
We've all
wiping,
been there.
wiping will not do.
she becomes the damsel in distress. For reasons unknown, they do not cocoon her. Maybe they intend to take her back and make her a lady clown. I don't know. She gets the bubble gun. She's in a balloon. And they take her outside and tie her to the clown car, which the ice cream truck, piloted by Mike and the Vicenzi brothers, sees this, and the shittiest chase ensues. It's
It's the
clown
worst.
car being chased by an ice cream truck that then Dave in the cop car sees and starts chasing.
And it is a low speed chase that they then sped up
Yeah,
in the
yes.
film.
I will also just throw in though, a nice job on their part. We don't know what's going on with these things exactly.
Yeah.
In general, but she is not the only one, because when
Yeah.
Moody was taking calls, he did have a couple where it said like, they took your wife in a bubble and so on. So it's for something.
So, these idiots, they're like, oh, cop car behind us. It's got our lights on. It's lights on. We better pull over. And then the idiot driving the cop car is just like following way too close, and they crash into each other.
Well, they don't even say pull over. He says we need to stop. So he just
That's
stops
right. He just
in the middle
slams
of the
on the
road.
brake. Yeah.
Well, the guy isn't even following that close, because you can see, like, he slows down to almost a complete stop before he hits the back of this other car.
Well, yeah, again, that's
And I know that's because they
production
couldn't
costs,
afford to
yeah,
whatever.
I'm
but,
sure.
But still, like, it made it into the movie, so it's like, you tap to this other car, and now all of a sudden,
From that
your
slight
Crown Vic just is dead, apparently.
From that slight fender bender, yeah, the Crown Vic is like shooting a garden hose worth of water out the front of it. And they're like, well, now they got away. And then Dave's like, come on, man, it's the old amusement park. Where else would they go?
Yeah.
Let's just drive there amongst this scary road on the cliffs. And sure enough, at the old amusement park, we have Officer Sandwich here, who is supposed to be Soupy Sales.
Yep.
This is minor fat chat infraction, because this man's about to enjoy his sandwich.
He doesn't look like he's enjoying it.
He didn't get to. He just took it out.
Well, he's got just a
He got a
shitty
mouthful,
face on.
but that's
Yeah.
when the
No, yeah, he has the sour face because he's about to eat it, and then these assholes show up when they're not supposed to be there.
He's wishing it was something greater, but it's still sandwich time.
Yeah.
And all these assholes pop out of a clown car and throw a bunch of pies at him. That's wasting food. Yeah. Also, those pies are highly acidic.
Right. So is it wasting food? Because it's acid. It's not really food.
I guess, but that's
wasting elements of food.
It's clown magic.
It's clown.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not really a waste of food.
Either way, this sad man was about to enjoy a sad sandwich.
Yeah.
Now I got a sad
and
pie
now
death.
He just sadly melted.
I mean, it is like a pretty classist move of the clowns.
Yeah.
To do that. To take away that guy's sandwich enjoyment, which is probably the only like bright spot he has in his days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting too close to home.
So
Guarding what is presumably an abandoned pier.
So now the our heroes show up and they head into the madhouse, which is where the clowns went into.
And listeners, do please for us just add the biggest air quotes in front of the heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our protagonists.
Sure.
Now also, this is important for later. The clown car is clearly parked outside. Then they head in.
Clown magic show.
Clown magic. But the clowns weren't there.
Maybe they have two.
Maybe they have. All right. So
Spare clown car.
spare clown car.
How that shit works.
or maybe one of those other 50 fucking clowns that just show up out of nowhere later drove it in there.
Yeah.
You know,
All right. So either way, they go into this madhouse, and one of the Vicenzi brothers, who they might as well have just told to wait outside, hits a button for no reason, like you do, causes a little jet of steam to
I hate them so much.
blast Mike Tobacco in the crotch. And then they're going to like go through this one door, and the brothers just get edited into a ball pit that the other two, like that Dave and Mike, clearly stepped over, and the brothers
when they opened the door, a trap door opened
I guess.
up, and they fell through.
Yeah.
and they see there are two girl clowns down there in the ball pit, and their boobs begin to inflate on sight.
Yep.
Which just brings a lot of questions.
I mean, I have that effect on ladies too. My boobs have also inflated, but that's
Yeah.
mostly because of the diet that I choose.
Dominoes.
Your heart beginning to back up and the blood flow.
Yeah,
just-
it really just goes from
You know,
my
into
heart
your
to my
chest.
chest.
It does, you know, they're as far as I can tell, they're the only noticeably female clowns there are, which, considering they're altering their appearance, are they female clowns or are they posing?
Who knows?
That's a loaded question, Tony.
Either way, the Vicenzi brothers got raped.
I mean,
Or at least they got sexually assaulted.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were
Yeah.
consenting to whatever.
Their clothes got shredded up, but I think they were willing.
They wanted death by snoo snoo.
Yeah, they got She-Hulk.
So we go back to the cocoon room because they're like, well, we have to use this set again. We paid a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
And they see a clown in there comes in with his silly straw and into one of these cocoons and just gets himself a little blood snack. Pretty creepy. They're vampire space clowns.
Yeah.
They find
Also,
Debbie's balloon.
I do like, we at least can tell now, and this is why I mentioned the not looking good for this town. Earlier when they were in the same room, there were like a handful
Yeah.
of the thing, and it's just covered now. There's just rows of them.
So their problem-solving skills aren't the greatest. They find the balloon that Debbie's in. Mike just sort of punches it a couple times and slaps it, and then Dave's just immediately goes to the gun. Like, you know, you don't have a knife, don't have
Any kind of
anything
sharp
else.
object.
Yeah, try your keys first. I don't
Joe,
know.
I've bought you several knives and you refuse to carry them.
Because I'm legitimately going to kill myself with them or put myself in the hospital.
But even still, like,
You trust me with sharp objects?
I have a set of keys. I have like a multi-tool on my keys. Like I could pop a balloon.
Yeah.
That's one thing I know for sure that I could do pretty reliably is pop a balloon.
I think the idea here is all of us, and actually, as we get to later on in the movie, spoiler alert, Dave's the cop, right?
Yeah.
Also finds a better way of popping things than he has on his person. But yeah, most of us will find some other way before aiming a gun at someone we care about.
You know what? It pops the balloon.
It does.
I mean, it's effective, but
Also, like-
kind of break stealth there.
Only pops her balloon, whereas like he could have just aimed like down the line and popped that like entire row of balloons probably.
So we only care about Debbie.
Yeah.
So the clowns are on alert now. Now we get some run and gun action through the spaceship. And they slide down a fire pole. There's a pretty cool little maw monster at the bottom of the fire pole.
yeah,
I like that puppet.
yeah.
They're going through like some anglerfish, like funhouse tunnels through the balloon tunnel. And they end up going through like this door, like Russian nesting doll style. Each one gets smaller. Or I guess Alice in Wonderland had that too. But either way, they get through the smallest door, use the shotgun to bar the door closed, and then they get jumped by like 20 clowns. Come out in this big central chamber where they're in, and they got like golf clubs and shit. Like they're gonna fuck them up. And that's when the Vicenzi brothers come smashing through the wall with their ice cream truck. You see now they're covered in kisses, their clothes are shredded, but they're on the loudspeaker pretending to be a giant clown named Jojo the Great and Powerful.
Which came out first, this or Gremlins 2?
I think this.
Wow. All right, Gremlins 2, you're on blast.
Gremlins 2 put itself on blast.
That's true.
Yeah, and also for what?
The gridded
For the
gremlin.
Lady Gremlin, it's pretty much the same situation.
Okay.
Kissing that guy all up, that Star Trek, smooching him good.
Also done a million times
Shush.
before that. But sure, okay.
All right,
These
so
are the only two instances.
Yeah. It doesn't happen in Looney Tunes.
Apparently, pretending to be a ice cream truck-sized clown is effective.
Yeah.
Or the clowns just know this Clownzilla is about to show up. So either way, we gotta fucking go. So they leave.
Should have been an ice cream bunny.
Yeah.
Clear all those assholes out.
Santa just sits in his own feces on his.
You see fear in those clowns' eyes.
You've had 30 years. You might already have a script, but if not, Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny versus the Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
So
The clowns would kill themselves.
this gigantic Clownzilla, shows up. He just fucks the ice cream truck up. He takes it,
He just looks like Bowser. He really does. He
Kind
just
of
looks
like Bowser.
just heaves it across the room. It explodes. You're like, good, the Sensi brothers dead.
Finally.
And
Funny.
Dave's like, all right, there's a hole in the wall now. Mike, Debbie, get out of here. I'm going to distract him. Also, I've had this pistol this entire time that I could have used on the little clowns. But either way, he takes his 6 shots. It doesn't do anything. Clownzilla grabs him.
This clown's nose is like the size of a fucking basketball.
Indeed.
Like, there's no way he should be missing this shot. But he does.
And it's not like the clown is that agile where his head's really juking about a lot. Like, he's just kind of slowly lumbering about. But he grabs Dave, picks him up, and they do what they can here, considering that they don't have, like, an actual... they don't have good, like, stop motion or anything. So it's clear, like, Dave's never in the same shot with the clown. But Dave realizes he's like, gotta pop the nose. I got my badge. I'll take the pin on that, throw that at the clown. And the clown's nose explodes in a shower of confetti. And this big ass clown spins around and explodes. Now, while this is happening, right, Deb and Mike have made it out. The clown tents take it off, spinning around. The other cops are showing up.
A big top.
It is a big top. And from when he pops Clownzilla's nose to when the thing explodes, it's like 5 seconds, maybe.
Yeah, there's no big cartoon to watch.
Yeah, and the tent, the whole big top ship explodes, and an ice cream truck comes flying out. And
It's not the issue. It's the
oh,
clown
I'm sorry,
car.
the clown car comes flying out. Apparently, it was a different clown car, or as John said, maybe one of the clowns brought
Spare. Must have some sort of armor class we're not aware of.
it in. Yep.
It's a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too.
Maybe it also has like they know how people in Crescent Grove drive, so it has some enhanced safety features
And a
inside
shit ton of insurance.
Near
to absorb the
indestructible.
impact. That explains how Dave is still alive, and the Sensi brothers hid in the ice cream in the clown car somehow.
They hid in the ice cream truck, and then somehow got out of the ice cream truck,
Into
went
the
into the
clown
clown
car.
car before
All
it
before it
exploded.
exploded.
Yeah.
I can tell you how they did that, and that's by having test screenings not liking that Dave died in the original cut, so they threw this in.
So here's the interesting thing though, because the Dave, Deb, Mike love triangle never gets explained.
No,
And as far as I
it
can
gets
tell,
weirder.
Or resolved,
at the
yeah.
end.
yeah, as far as I can tell, by the end, like Deb runs over and grabs
She's
Dave.
with him, yeah.
And you're like, did Mike just get like cucked here by the
He
hero?
got James Marsden.
Yeah.
Weirder than that,
Yeah, then he runs over and he hugs Dave
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So I think
it's gonna be a three-way.
It's a voluntary
well,
cuck.
Yeah.
but it's like just before our last little thing, he like starts like touching on her shoulders, and I think kisses her shoulder or neck or something.
Like smells her. Or
Maybe
something.
smells her. I don't know, but that is just like what's going on here?
Yeah, well, he's claiming like
Yeah.
he's putting his
on her
dibs
leg.
down.
Don't think that's how dating works, but all right.
So
1988 it does.
Yeah, and I'm single, so fuck. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
They,
come on. You got to start peeing on more girls, Tony.
So they all smile in a camera, preparing for the freeze frame to roll the credits. When out of nowhere, here comes some pies. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
There it is.
And that's when you find out that his name is Mike Tobacco.
Yeah, and you're like, what and why?
Because no one had to bother to change it.
Yep.
Doesn't come up.
So that's it.
He was an orphan, and you know they were naming him, and you know
They found him in a tobacco
had
field.
or the person doing the paperwork was like, oh, this kid needs a last name, and it was just like had a bag of chew sitting there, like, yeah, Mike Tobacco,
Mike
good enough.
Skull Tobacco.
Apparently, it's the same guy that works at that one office or whatever that Han Solo went through.
There you go.
Mm.
Fuck that guy.
So
No, I mean that is Ellis Island, like that shit happened.
I know that.
Do you think
Again,
our last name is really what it is?
I would have really loved that if it just at least then you have to give me some chubby dude walking behind him and go, what's your name? Don't have one? All right, Porkins.
There you go.
Uncle Pork Flaps. So that's a movie.
Yep. Tony.
All right, so on RottenTomatoes.com, I don't know what that was. Critics gave this a score of 76%. Audience gave this a score of 60%. That's their thoughts and opinions. What about you and yours, Rob?
This movie's dumb as shit. But I mean, it was fine. It was honestly a little bit boring, and I think part of that is because there's like no, outside of the theme song, there's like no soundtrack throughout the whole thing. It's just weird.
Or at least if there is, you don't notice it.
Yeah, you don't notice it, so it seems like there's
It's
these
like
just
clown jingles.
yeah, there's just these big stretches of like this awkward silence of people like wandering through very shitty looking sets, and you're just like, what's happening right now? But yeah, watch it once. Just see it. Experience the clown magic.
John.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't have sat down to watch this by myself, but, you know, watching it again with, you know, you guys, I was, you know, entertained. It was, you know, funny enough and, you know, stupid enough to be funny and funny enough to be stupid.
Not entertained.
I definitely think there's probably some other horror-ish films, comedy horror, that I'd rather watch, but, you know, definitely not. I hate this movie.
I would say Critters is probably better than this, right?
I think I had more fun with Critters.
Yeah.
Tremors was definitely better.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Tremors would be in the same category necessarily, but
Not quite. I was. But, Joe.
So one thing I forgot to discuss while we were going through the movie, but was the sound, like, the voices are pretty much ADR'd in most of these scenes, aren't they? Because they're real off in a lot. Or there's parts like when the guy's taking the trash out to the dumpster, I'm pretty sure he says nothing, and there's just a bunch of noises added
Yes.
later.
yeah, that's probably true.
This movie, it does have some very inconsistent audio issues in general. That being said, though, this movie is a great example of how you do dumb in a fun way.
Yeah.
This is, like Rob said, this movie's stupid as hell, but it didn't insult me at all, and it was like I just knew from the beginning. I'm like, okay, I know what I'm getting into. Let's do this. These clowns are going to be dumb. I don't give a damn about any of these characters, but I'm ready to see some people get killed in fun ways.
It's almost like a trauma film.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie knows it's stupid.
Yeah. And I think the 76 is about right. Like, I'd say, you know, it's a passable movie, and that I would watch again, but I'm not going to go out of my way to seek it out. But it's one of those ones that I think everyone should see, like, once. So yeah, I'll stick with the C.
All right. Yeah, I'll try and keep it brief, but pretty much the same thing. It's dumb and it knows it. It leans into it, and it just has fun with it. So it's mostly a good time. It does sag a little bit, but I think that's more just like 80s pacing. That's just kind of how things kind of were a bit more.
You not see Predator?
No, I'm not saying all the time, but like the older movies you find like they don't quite have the pacing that we expect.
Not everyone knew the
you know?
formula back then.
Yeah. Some people were definitely better at it than others. And yeah, again, this is a great one for, you know, the spooky season. You get Halloween, maybe watch it. Doesn't have to be every year, but, you know, get a Halloween party, get some friends over, have
More
some drinks
like
or
the
whatever.
spooky season.
Yeah, like it's a great one to throw on because there are the low points where you can just talk and joke and have a good time. But definitely not offensive or annoying or aggravating or anything else. So yeah, I would recommend it. You know, have a good time with it, have your friends.
Cool. What do you think, Will? Will? Guys, is that a pile of
Cotton candy.
cotton candy?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just dried semen. All right, well we'll have to leave, I guess. So
Powdered semen.
powdered semen.
I think in either of those scenarios, Mama Cougar's nut butter, or whatever, got him. What is that?
Yeah, Mama Cougar's nut butter. that's
Mrs.
right.
Miller's homemade peanut butter marshmallow spread.
Yeah, if you don't have John's constitution, it will just eventually blow you apart.
This is McGillicuddy's penis leavings. All
It's
right.
just a pile of smegma on your seat.
Yeah. Get a knife. Yeah. So that's that. Next episode is yeah, it's a sponsored episode by Not My Wife Sharon. We're doing Battleship, guys.
All right.
Yep.
How to fail at copying the Transformers movie.
I mean, did they fail? We'll find out. How to fail at getting the money the Transformers movies got. But yeah, I mean, the formula, I don't know. We'll see. That remains to be seen.
Yay.
And it will be spoopy.
All right. Any other stuff in the spiel you got there, Rob?
That's
Like
it.
How they could reach us?
Nah, it's all pre-recorded. I had that shit
Oh,
at the end.
nice.
Oh,
Smart thinking.
yeah. Did not know that.
All right. In that case, adios.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.